In this lesson, we're going to look at le passé composé. This is the past tense. It's the tense that you use for talking about what you did or what you have done. So I watched, I have watched. They're both in the past tense and they're both said in the same way, formed in the same way in French. So let's start off then with how we're going to form it. The first thing you're going to need is a subject. That's the I, you, he, she, whoever it is who is doing the verb. After that, you have your auxiliary. This is your helping verb. The have. I have watched, I have gone, I have eaten. Have is your auxiliary. And the third thing you need is I can't spell, past participle. Okay, so it's SAP, SAP, subject, auxiliary, past participle. I have eaten, for example. So your subjects, we're going to have I, you, he, she, or let's go with that one, the impersonal one. We, then you've got you plural, which I'm going to write as you all to show that it's plural, and then they. So in French, let's see what we've got here. Je, tu, il, elle, or on. Nous, vous, and then you've got your masculine, il, or your feminine, elle. So those are your subjects. Now we're going to put in our auxiliary. Now your auxiliary is going to be your verb. For these regular verbs, the most common auxiliary is going to be avoir, that I have, you have. So we need to put in the right form of avoir to match the subject. So for the je, it's going to be a. Now remember that we can't have je and a together. We can't have those two vowels together. So we're going to take out the e there and put in an apostrophe. J'ai, tu as, il, elle, on a. Nous avons, vous avez, il ou elle ont. Ils ont, elles ont. Okay, so they have, you have, we have, he has, you have, I have. So that's your first part, the what you have done. Now we need to make this past participle, the done. So we're going to start with how we do it with an ER verb. So let's take manger. What should we use for IR verb? Finir. And an RE verb, attendre. So those are your three main families of verbs. The most common one is your manger, as your ER. So to make the past participle, the done, the eaten instead of eat, manger, to eat in the infinitive, we need to take off that infinitive ending, the manger. So we get back to the eat, and then we need to make it eaten, so we need to put an ending on the end. Manger. Okay, so it's going to become, let's just write it out as one word. Manger. J'ai mangé. Finir. Let's take off that infinitive ending, the IR, and we're going to add an I back on. Fini. And the RE, we're going to take off the RE infinitive ending, and we're going to add a you. Attendu. Okay, so those are your 3 past participle endings for these regular verbs. So then you just put it together. So if you wanted to say oui, attendre means to wait. So we have waited. Nous avons attendu. Okay? You singular have finished. Finir. Tu as fini. So let's have a little bit of a practice. Down here. What should we do? Let's do I have eaten. I have eaten. I have eaten. Right. You need your subject, I. Then you need the auxiliary. Your auxiliary down here is j'ai. And then you need your past participle of the verb to eat, which is manger. Take off the ending. Add your e acute. Manger. J'ai mangé. Now you need all 3 bits. You can't have je mangeais. Okay? It needs to be j'ai mangé. J'ai mangé. Now interestingly, this can be translated into English as I have eaten or I ate. In English, you've got 2 past tenses. I have eaten and I ate. But in French, they're both going to be translated as the same passé composé. J'ai mangé. J'ai mangé means I have eaten, and j'ai mangé means I ate. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's do I watched. I watched. So we're going to use the verb regarder, to watch. To watch. So we haven't got the have in there anymore, but remember that passé composé is what you did and what you have done. Both the same. So I watched, we need our subject, je, we need our auxiliary, j'ai, and then we need to make our past participle. So we take off the ER ending and we add the E acute. J'ai regardé. What about he has chosen, or he chose? It's the same. Probably help if I spelt that right. I was thinking of choose. He has chosen. Choisir is the French verb. He has chosen or he chose. He has chosen or he chose. He, we're going to go for il. Il, your auxiliary will be a. And then choisir is an IR verb. So we're going to take off the IR and we're going to just put an I. Il a choisi. Il a choisi. He has chosen or he chose. Let's do one more. Let's do they waited. They waited. So the verb to wait is attendre. Attendre. An RE verb. They. We're going to go for either il or elle. Il is your masculine plural, so a group of men, or it can be a mixed plural, men and women. If you wanted to do all female, then you would go for elle. Il or elle, doesn't matter which one. And then we need our auxiliary. Elles ont. And then we've got our verb here, attendre. Take off the RE at the end. Take off the RE and add a U. Ils ont attendu or elles ont attendu means they waited or they have waited. 2 English translations, 1 French. Passé Composé. Okay, any questions? Send them through to me.